Here we are.
Welcome. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Astrology and Alchemy with your very favorite Paranormal Sarah and Matthew Slosier.
Hello.
Usually a Tuesday. Tonight on a Wednesday, we're doing a little bit of time traveling because, hey, time traveling's in the news. Why shouldn't we be time traveling?
Yeah.
Yeah. Time travelers telling us that aliens are coming, all sorts of crazy predictions, people trying to say this is happening, earthquakes are going to happen, this is meteor showers are going to happen, aliens are coming, aliens are here. She pooped the bed, she didn't poop the bed. What kind of world? How do you feel about last week's predictions playing out into this week?
Pretty good. I got to go back and actually, I don't get a chance to write them down while we're doing them. So I got to go back and listen since I was out of town most of this week. But I had some weird days going on here. So I have to go back and go, I wonder what we predicted for this day. So I got to go back and verify. But it was a weird week.
It all makes sense. That full moon in Scorpio, the eclipse, people losing their craziness, life transformation, retirements, quitting their jobs, divorces, doing this, lighting their houses on fire. Just crazy. But, what are you going to do? You went and saw Mickey. You went and hung out with Mickey.
I was down in Florida. Just got back last night.
Florida.
Yeah,
my girlfriend. Yes, Florida. And my girlfriend from high school who lives in Florida, her husband was opening a new restaurant in Florida. Everybody is in Florida. What's Florida got?
Yeah, everybody is in Florida. I don't know. I like going to Disney, and that's about the extent of my enjoying Florida. There's some pretty neat parks and stuff to go, like natural parks and stuff to go to. But I'm not a beach person, so I can do the beach, but I can do the beach for one day. I could not do 5 days of laying out on the sand and in the water.
Man, I am a mortal Irish woman and a spiritual witch gypsy. I am not to be in the sunshine for too long. I like to be there at sundown or early in the morning when there's not a lot of people and there's not a lot of direct light. Golden hour, scavenging hour.
If there is past life things, I'm convinced. We've talked about this before. I'm convinced that I died on a shipwreck.
Oh, God, yes.
I do not. I know some people are afraid of flying. I do not want to go out on a boat. That's my big thing.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, Titanic. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. We're not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you guys, I'm so glad that you're joining us tonight. The chat room is on fire. If you're listening, if you're tuning in on your favorite place to hear a podcast, check out Odyssey Radio. Check out Astrology and Alchemy. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it on Facebook. You can also find Autumn Moon Astrology as well as different social media sites. And then individually, Matt and I both do readings. We are also doing a reading special together. We shared last week. It's only $50. It's still only $50. If you'd like to get a reading, it's kind of integrating birth charts, astrology, kind of getting a better understanding of that because I know so often you guys are asking for individual awareness. But get out your pens and papers. I've got an Excel spreadsheet. Matt, we're going to talk about the day. How was your day today? Because some people weren't prepared. I knew. I put it on the Facebook.
I had a very quiet day today. Today was quiet. I was recovering from a cough. I'm getting older, so I can't go as crazy. I used to go, we'd do 7 days down there or 9 days down there, and I would go 7 to midnight every single day and just doing 10 miles a day, walking around that thing and stuff. This was calmer, but still it was still pretty much nonstop. So I took the day to recover.
Good. Traveling is always stressful. I usually, every time I go to Kansas City or I'm traveling for a conference, it's a day to get there and a day to get back from there. So if I'm only traveling 3 days, I'm really only traveling 1 day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or 5. It's either going to be 1 or 5. I got to decide if it's going to be 1 or 5. Anyway, it's important to sandwich that rest in there. And today, Mars is in Pisces. It was conjunct Neptune in Pisces. You guys know if you've joined the show in the past, I usually do not love Neptune in Pisces. It's an emotional day. It's a delusional day. It's a fantasizing. You're not getting it. I don't think you're seeing this. I don't think you're understanding me. One of those kind of days. I don't love it.
And that's where your actions will align with your delusion. So this is people acting on delusion. So this is
dumb.
So today was bad. I guess I'm glad I laid low today. Today's a bad decision Wednesday.
Bad Decision Wednesday, topped with tonight, and it's happening right now in the northern hemisphere, underneath the moon, and next to UFOs, apparently. Also called many other things, UAPs and IUDs and all sorts of flying phenomenon. The moon is entering Capricorn, which I call it mustard seed magic. Focus, those inner tidal waves being in Capricorn, Earth, Cardinal. Thoughts, money. Watching the Dow Jones fall and the projects and to-do lists grow.
Capricorn's all about getting shit done. And so this is emotional
done.
Energy focused on getting shit done. So expect a bump in energy to want to be productive.
Yeah. And not necessarily being productive. You know what I mean? Maybe feeling it. And a lot of that moon and yin, thinking about it. Maybe not a lot of doing it. So just keep aware of that energy and use that. Now, you guys, here we're going to go into it. We're going to go into what we would say doing intuition. We're not going in. We're going out. We're scrying. We're divinating. We're using signs and information from the outside realm, in this case, astrology, the stars, chemicals, balls of fire that our ancestors and even now our future people are speaking to, vibrating from, traveling about. We're going to use it to predict how things are going. Get out your pen and paper, write it down, put it in the chat, think of it, meditate with it. What's going to happen tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. Only one thing is happening. But what does it mean? What does it mean? What's this? What's this? The sun is in Taurus. So the fireball in the middle is in an earth sign that's in the middle. And then it's trine Pluto in Capricorn.
Yay.
Right. Why do you say yay? What is that?
I don't know. I just like Cap. I'm a Cap. So this is synergy. So sun in stable and indulgent. This is the bull sitting on the hill. I'm not going to move. I'm just going to indulge and live and enjoy my life. And that is getting synergy in big and personal changes along with achievement. So I take this as positive energy towards you don't have to move. You can be stable and indulgent because the universe is going to be moving in your favor right now, that things are going to be aligned and that you're going to be able to get what you want and things are going to be aligning that way without you having to move off that hill. So you can sit back, watch your Netflix, eat your pizza, and watch things take care of themselves.
Man, I almost think of sloth or lazy, or in our seven sins, the awareness of time, you know what I mean? To be able to look at long-term strategy, really thinking. This is chess. This is not getting frustrated. This is being like, oh, I want this, I want that. I want to have all the money in the universe. Gosh, I wish I had an RV to travel the universe. I wish I had a car that worked and wouldn't just explode on the highway. I wish I had the ability to fly with a private jet to go to and from all my people that I'm caregiving for. Like, I wish, well, I wish upon a star. Like, everyone's wishing. Frantic. What can I do? What can I do? Sell the things, burn the things, do the things. Just sit back.
I accidentally bumped the mute. There's like something you have to do, or you don't really want to do, but you have to do it. And so you're trying to psych yourself up, and you're trying to psych yourself up, and then the universe all aligns, and the thing gets canceled anyway. And so now you're like, yeah, I can stay in.
Just
that
allow.
Kind of stuff. Yeah, it's just gonna fall in place. Stuff outside of your control is just gonna fall into place and let you still stay stable and indulgent.
You know, this is, and you guys know, those of you who join us often, you kind of get a sense of my personalities, and you know that I'm usually hearing in my mind's eye, the psychic intuition of mine will speak musically. And at that point, I hear a song, I take note of the song, and then I look at the lyrics and I think, oh, what is this song telling me? But also, how is it relevant to me? So if you're a David Bowie Labyrinth fan, As the World Falls Down. That song specifically, it's only forever. It's not long at all. You know, it's as the world falls down. And some of the lyrics in that I think are extremely relevant to the energies that we are going to be feeling on this in this day. And so just to kind of be aware of that. So that's Thursday, May 19th. Let's see. Is that the only thing happening? Oh, no, it's not. In fact, there is something else happening. And dare I say, it is relevant. It is important. So, one other thing that's going to be happening tomorrow that we should take note of, guys, tell us what you think in the predictions. Matt, what does it mean? Mercury in Gemini, retrograde. It's still retrograde. Mercury in Gemini, sextile Jupiter in Aries.
Oh, cool. So sextile is removing obstacles. So Jupiter's opportunity. So I always say it's the car coming up, hop on in, we're going to, and the destination is the sign. It's Aries. It's impulsive. It's not thinking things through. Think kind of teenager, their time frame is days, not weeks, not years. So it's going to be impulsive activity. So this opportunity to be impulsive. So you're going to have Mercury's communication, thoughts and communication. Gemini is kind of the outgoing social butterfly, kind of bouncing ideas off. Since it's retrograde, it's going to be misunderstood communications, as my dogs go nuts, as always. We have, so how I see this is you are going to get communication from other people that's going to be misinterpreted. That's going to remove obstacles to do something very, very impulsive, opportunity-wise. So this could be another bad decision. Are we on Thursday? This could be a bad decision Thursday, too. Because you're going to get an opportunity, and it's going to be an impulsive opportunity, and it's going to be based on bad information.
Will you do it despite? I think about the war situation, the world war, the politics, the space of how this is going to play out. And also, we have had like major congressional hearings and things happening right now in disclosing some amazing things in our science and just wild, amazing, weird things. And it's retrograde. So what does that mean? All these people talking about retrograde. It's not looking behind your shoulder to see the car behind you and if they're still tailing you or something to try and read their license plate, but you're still driving forward. You need to be paying attention forward. And so if you're doing that and you're staying focused, you're not going to have 100% vision of what's behind you unless you're looking at a reflection, which is closer than it should appear. And it's not the exact measurement it is. It's retrograde. It's behind you. It's pacing you. I think liberty and freedom. I think, will you do it? Will you do it? Will you open your mind to me? I think a Total Recall. I don't know why I'm thinking that. I'm thinking like Mars. Yeah, I'm thinking space stuff.
I would say just wait.
Matt says don't
do anything impulsive tomorrow. Take time out. Count to 10. Your tailwinds and your energetic push is going to be to do something not in your best interest. So don't.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Don't go there because I ain't with it. And also because Matt said don't. It's not a good day for it, astrologically speaking. Someone says, why? Not just because Matt and Sarah said don't, but because astrologically speaking, that's why we say that. Just don't.
And just ask yourself what the urgency is about, because you're going to feel like there's this urgency and you need to move quickly. And so just ask yourself why. If you think about it, I'll be like, I don't need to do this today. And so.
Ooh, let's put that down for the shadow work. Why rush? Ooh, what are we rushing? Maybe it needs to ferment. Maybe it needs to marinate.
I'm not a fan of procrastination, but Thursday's a day I would procrastinate. I would push things off to Friday. Unless Friday energy is going to be worse. I don't know yet. But as of now, kick things to at least Friday.
Okay, here we go. Friday. It's Friday. You ain't got no job. Maybe you do. Hopefully you do. I don't know. A lot of people don't these days, but it's going to be Friday. Look at the numbers. 5/20/2022. 20/20/22. I like that. Two things are happening that we want to take note of on Friday. The very first thing, center of the galaxy. We recently saw the underneath belly of it. It was kind of cool to see some pictures. Coronal mass ejections, big time lately. If you've been feeling exhausted, a lot of these eclipse energies. The sun enters Gemini. What does it mean?
Oh, so now this is like your extroverted, your core energy is now in this. I just always view like Gemini is like the social butterfly. It's extroverted air. It's just going around talking. But it's the twin, so it's got the two sides. So you could say two-faced. I don't necessarily mean that in a negative way, but I always view it as it's kind of going back and forth. It's vacillating. So they're just going to keep talking because it's a very extroverted mental process. So they just talk and hash it. I don't know if you ever run into one of those people that really you're just a sounding board. Or you're just sitting there listening to them actually do their whole brain thing, but they have to like regurgitate it to someone. It's that kind of energy. So it's very sociable energy. So we're going to go from stable, indulgent to very outgoing and sociable. Gemini's fun.
It is fun. Recently, someone was showing me that Gemini is the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which, gosh, as a forensic psych person, I have always really, loved that character. The shadow self, the pull, the duality, the craziness of what might be on the underside of a person you don't see behind the mask, the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The Hulk, even, I think, is the modern day version of the same thing. That my secret is I'm always angry. The Gemini. I really appreciate that power to be the sounding board, a core of all things, wanting to be talked out. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I sell everything and buy a taco truck? I don't know. Should I? Do you think it would be good? I don't know. Maybe I should open a witchy store. I don't know. Maybe we should move to Hawaii. I don't know. Maybe it's going to blow up on a volcano and that's the worst idea ever. Like core things. But something else is going to happen on Friday that's going to add a little wind in those sails. So, guys, think about this. Matt, what does it mean? The moon is going to move. We're going to move out of that earth space of the thoughts, feeling like we can just sit and be quiet about it. And instead, the moon is going to enter into Aquarius. That means news and coughing and sickness. No. What do we feel?
It means emotions in this. So Aquarius is kind of the rebel. It's Uranus. It's going against the rules, pushing against it. This is emotional. You're going from achievement to how am I going to shake things up, change out of the box. It's innovative. It shakes things up. It doesn't think in the standard way. So whether you want to view it as rebellious or innovative, or it's just any emotional energy that kind of shakes things up. So now you have this introvert, you have this extroverted social sun in Gemini, and now you have the moon in Aquarius. So this is I expect a lot of communication on Friday. People are going to be shaking things up on Friday.
When you think of Shake It Up, what song comes to mind? I don't want to suggest anything.
Cars.
Really? Okay.
I'm old.
Shake it up. I think of Shake, 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 Senora. Shake.
That would have been my second one.
Shake. And then I have to think of
but from Beetlejuice. I don't even know who I just sort of pictured it from Beetlejuice. Yeah, I don't even know who does that song, but that would have been my second one.
Well, and maybe I want to put that in the magic of it's like shake your bonbon, shake your bonbon, shake your bonbon. I almost it's kind of a fun, exciting thing to play in my mind. I do that a lot with neurolinguistics. What music does it inspire? Where in your cognitive brain, what colors do these words make you think? Shake. Shake. And that is a sound, and it is a movement, and it creates a change that I feel, moon, sun, power, core, feeling of the talking and the sounding of the shaking and the quaking happening on a Friday. And then we step out and we see
what color do you get for shake?
Do I get for shake?
Yeah, what color do you think of?
I think of orange.
Interesting.
Because, well, honestly, I think shaking isn't quite sexual. It's not like grinding or humping or something like that, but shaking is still dancing. And I think of like maybe like one of these, like a shimmy. So maybe it's kind of flirty. So, and that's like orange. That's that like lion's mane, like ego, like the spotlight, like the flare, but not like red, like passion, like sexual. I don't know. That's why. Does that make sense?
See if I get
What do
my
you
right and
think?
left. See if I can get my right or left. She's fun when you get compared to mine.
What do
Like,
you
it's going to
think?
sound very disturbing. I was curious. I was just like, what does first come to mind? Like metallic, like a silver. I think metal.
Ooh.
So I was trying to think about what that goes with, but I immediately went to like metal and machines and shaking things.
Like the process
Yeah.
and the industry, creation, shake it up.
So you went
Yeah.
more fun. You went to like personal and interpersonal fun stuff, and I went to like cold metallic mechanical
Old
stuff.
habits. Old habits die hard. That's okay. I like it. I like to know the difference of how people think. And for those of you joining us, what did you think and why? There's no right or wrong. Someone said, I think vanilla. Shake, please. They're thinking of Sonic Happy Hour. Which, by the way, it's a cherry limeade slushy, if you're wondering what's the best shake. It's not really a shake, it's a slushy.
I'd agree.
Slush. Man, those things are good. With a real cherry and a lime in it, please. And please don't charge me extra for that because I'll just be pissed. I mean, I won't be pissed, but it's a thing. Anyway, then I want you guys to look at this as predictive. What's going to happen with the shaking and quaking? Is that the earth shaking and quaking, or is someone going to be shaking and quaking at like a derby or something? What's the shaking? Who's shaking? How's this playing out?
Someone's going to make some announcement that's going to be very controversial and shake things up big time.
Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be?
As much as I always want to keep going with what's going on in Europe, I think there's going to be like a domestic political thing.
Shake it up. Shake it up. I'm going to put that in my playlist. I'm going to look up shake. That is going to be the divination of the night for those psychic gypsies and witches joining us. Let me know what you think and share your predictions with us. That's how we're going to get some insight. Scribble it out. Let us know.
This seems crazy.
Oh,
but we've done this before where I'm like, I keep my mouth shut, and then it happens, and I'm like, Sarah, I should have mentioned something. I'm going to throw it out. If you want to know what popped into my head,
yeah,
it's Biden or Harris either resigns or says that they announces they will not run in 2024.
Oh my God, that would be great. I mean, that would be wonderful to hear something, to have some change.
That's what popped into my head.
What's gonna be? What's gonna be? I'm so excited. That's just 2 days from now. Well, 3 days. What day is that? That's
Friday. 2 days.
Yeah.
It's still Friday.
Yeah, that's still Friday. Dang. Okay. Let's see what's gonna happen.
It's a good thing it hasn't happened yet, but I'm still waiting for my. I got the Roe v. Wade thing at least leaked.
Did you get the Roe v. Wade?
I didn't get. We're halfway through May and this plague hasn't happened yet. So.
Well, in my intuition, I felt I was seeing big breasts and 3 women, and we were talking about Miley, Noah, and I was like, "Oh God, don't take Dorothy, or don't take Dolly Parton, don't take Dolly Parton." And I was thinking of that, and then it ended up, being. I am having a brain fart, so I really am not Reba, but Judd.
Oh yeah.
And then like having that discussion and like the panning out and being like, dang, that my intuition was showing me breasts and like big hair, and I should have stuck with it. I should have gone down that wormhole. But that's how intuition is. You need to go with it. You need to see what you're seeing and try and understand what you're seeing. And you can only sometimes do that by talking it out or writing it out or expanding on it. So use this time to do that, guys, if you need.
Nothing sounds say. It's like it's not like it gets beamed in like you're getting like it's just like it's just kind of like gut information, and then you got to try to interpret it. And some people are better at doing that than others. I think everybody gets it. It's just some people are better at filtering.
Yeah, and you have to be willing to be, a little humiliated and sound crazy. People are like, "That's crazy," and you're like, "Yep, sure is." But I said it, and they can't say it if you don't do it. And so, let's take a step back and even further, because that's one of the joys of astrology is to be able to use it in that statistical space, like actual probability, which is why I've enjoyed collaborating with you, Matt, is he sees it in such an objective and measurable way. It seems more dependable. seems more comfortable, predictable, trustworthy, all those words. So we take a step back and you go, okay, then what happens? Then what happens? Like a storyboard. Add another block. Saturday, May 21st, 2022. Something does happen. The moon, no, not the moon. The sun. The sun, the core, in Gemini, conjunct Mercury retrograde in Gemini. So kind of specifically, almost like rippling what has already happened.
So this is combining the energy. So this is combining that like sun and core energy with communication. But remember, it's retrograde, so the communication is going to be, think of like Whisper Down the Alley, where it gets garbled. So you're combining, so kind of this core, extroverted, bouncing ideas, energy is aligned very well with actually your ability to communicate. So there's going to be great opportunities to communicate. You're going to get lots of feedback. There's going to be a very extroverted energy on Saturday. The problem is almost like, and I mean this in an explanation way, I'm not like making fun of, I want to be very clear on this. It's almost like if you're familiar with like auditory processing disorder. So it's like you're getting all this information and feedback, but what is being said and getting into your brain, there's going to be disconnects there. You're not going to like get all the right information. So it's going to make it kind of interesting. There's going to be a lot of communication, a lot of stuff going back. You're going to get a lot of verbal information from other people on Saturday, but be very careful. This is where I would give the advice to trust but verify. Ask follow-up questions. Don't make assumptions. You can kind of undo or like hedge your how much retrograde impacts you by verifying. So don't make assumptions on these communications. Ask follow-up questions. Try to drill down. Try to really confirm that what you're hearing is really what you're hearing.
And I think that Saturday, you're going to see that ripple from what happened on Thursday, what happened on Friday, and then it like ripples even bigger. Like, I need a bear! I need a bear! I need a bear! Like, it's what? But now it's the third time, and I'm not 100% sure that if you were not clear the first time, you definitely won't be clear the third time when it's louder. That feedback loop, that echo chamber. I really do feel like that's real. Someone said, it's like a hobbit hole. Crossed signals. It's like the scenes in The Great Outdoors when you're water skiing and you're raising your hand to give them one more minute because you're explaining something and they go, oh, he means go. And then he was raising his hand to say stop. And they're like, oh, he says go faster.
Exactly.
That whole scene.
That's it.
That's going to be happening on Saturday, which is exciting. It could be us. How's it going to be for you in your life? How's it going to be for America? How's it going to be for the world? What predictions do you have in that space, Matt?
So yeah, so look for definitely miscommunication. I feel like there's going to be signals being. This is where I do think it'll go back to what's going on in Europe. I think there'll be signals getting communicated back and forth between the different players, and they're going to get misinterpreted.
Smoke signals. Ooh, smoke magic. Signals. Sign, everywhere a sign. Sign. Didn't you see the sign? Didn't you read it?
I'm going to be, I don't look ahead, as you guys know, so I'm going to be nervous. Sarah knows what's coming up. If there is a Mars aspect later Saturday or Sunday or Monday, particularly Sunday, I'm going to be nervous because that means bad information, bad communication, and that's going to be followed up by a energy to act, which means they could be acting on this wrong information. That would make me nervous.
That would make you nervous?
Yeah.
That might make you nervous. Okay. Well,
I'm reading your expression. I have a feeling there is one. But
well, Sunday, 1, 2, 3, 4 things happen. 4 things happen. One of them is a Mars move. One of them is a Pluto movement. So the reason we're laughing, let's go through it individually. And it's funny because it's not funny. But sure, it's funny after the week that we've had with the full moon and the eclipses and people dying and pets dying and crazy things happening and just major life shifts. Sunday, this coming Sunday. The first thing, we wake up, it's Sunday. It's the last quarter waning moon in Pisces. Last quarter waning moon in Pisces. Let's start there. Boom. Simple.
So this was the Taurus cycle. So this was all about how to indulge yourself, was this cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're winding down. So this is all that kind of, I would say this is more like an introspection on, did you overindulge? Pisces is a much more selfless energy. So, did I hurt or harm others in all my indulgence? What can I do to kind of make others comfortable? It's a little more of a thinking of other people's mindset and energy after a cycle of very indulgent.
Calm water. Reflections. Who is this girl I know? It's like the end of the movie Mulan, where everyone's like, oh, you're amazing, and we're going to change all of our traditions because you broke the traditions and showed us that we were wrong. But like, look, you're going back to doing what you did before, and now no one's ever even going to know that you broke those traditions. It's a weird ripple back to a calm water that is only going to be a little bit ironic because it's like someone pulling a sword from a pond. Mercury retrograde enters Taurus a few hours later after we're having our coffee, reflections of, did I kill anyone this weekend? Did I truly ruin their lives? Let
This
me think
gets
about it.
weird. This could get really weird because we'll think about this. After possible miscommunication and all this communication going on over the weekend, Taurus now is that stable and indulgent. So the communication is going to go way down. You might not get much communication at all because it's all going to be about kind of making myself feel good. So you just picture how disconcerting it can be, particularly if you're misreading things. If you're hearing from someone, you send something back to them, and all of a sudden, nothing. And add on it that both sides could be misinterpreting situations, and this is just awkward communication, is what I would say for Sunday with this. Because people aren't going to feel like, after all this extroverted communication, just Sunday is finally going to be like, oh, I'm tired of this. I'm just not going to talk today.
Reprieve. So if you're talking with someone, if you're signing papers, if you've got a lawyer working for you, if you're doing stuff to upgrade your house, if you're trying to get a recipe from grandma before she dies, you're feeling scared. The desperation, the craziness, the discussions, the echoes, the feedback, what was that? What was that? On Sunday morning after these reflections of possible, like, oh man, maybe I screwed up. Maybe I shouldn't be doing that. You know what I need? I really need to talk to this person and probably just get clarity. You're going to reach out and it's return to sender.
I view it like you send something out and then you're thinking in hindsight, oh man, I hope they didn't think I meant this. And you try to reach out again, and then also you don't hear from them again, like for at least for like a day or two. It's just like silence, and so and it doesn't mean that they misunderstood it, but they're just not going to be talking.
They're just snoozing. They're just being a Taurus. They're just napping. Someone in the chat said, "Come on, Sarah, we want to hear Matt sing. It's a Capricorn thing. It's a Capricorn thing, but they want to hear Matt belt a few tunes. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. It's up to him." We're just showing you that there is a demand.
It definitely wouldn't happen today because I have like next to no voice, so it'd be even worse than normal. But I'll share this story. When I was in first grade, Sarah knows this. I don't sing. When we were in first grade, our music teacher took like 5 of us out of the class and moved us into this other room, and basically told us that we didn't sound very good, so he was going to give us extra attention so that we could sing and not ruin like how the rest of the class sounded. And none of us realized that we sounded. I mean, you're like 6 years old. You don't critique that. And then like they never went back and got us. We just got like purged from the music class. And so that like stuck with me. And I never, honestly, since I was 6, I lip synced ever since.
Oh my gosh!
Church, everything. I've never sang since like 6th grade.
That hurts my heart. That makes me sad.
Haven't cried since 7. Haven't sang since 6.
And you're not kidding.
I'm not kidding.
Not even a birthday song? Do you sing the birthday song?
Well, kind of.
Okay, he hums it. All right, we'll let you slide by, but we will eventually make it our bucket list item. For those of you joining us every week, Tuesdays usually at 9 p.m. Central Standard. Maybe one of these days you'll see it. Maybe it'll happen. But retrograde, people are going to be napping on Sunday. They're going to be relaxing after a crazy weekend. And not only are they going to be doing the reflection, and then people are going to reach out and nope, Mercury retrograde enters Taurus. But then here was that thing that you were a little nervous about. What?
Here we go.
Here it is. Mars goes into Pisces, sextile Pluto in Capricorn.
So at least the Pisces is kind of good because Pisces is kind of, as I said, it's kind of selfless. There's kind of like a martyrdom energy to it. It's the last sign of the, so it's like, I always say like deathbed perspective. It's, you know, my time here is almost gone. So I'm going to go ahead and do this to help others because, you know, legacy energy and just helping other people because my goals are done or whatever. Removing obstacles to Pluto's that big impersonal change. It's been in Capricorn for ages. So it's all about like achievement. So this is kind of obstacles being removed by the universe to achieve things with this like selfless energy. So this isn't bad. No. But what I worry about is with the miscommunication earlier in the week is this, you know, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So is it people trying to do something nice and kind that they effed up because they misread the communications earlier? But I mean, in general, this energy, this aspect doesn't bother me other than in context with what happened the day before. So if people take bad information and then act on it in this phase, I think there could be like more bad decisions. This could be a bad decision week.
I see it as I immediately wanted to write truffle magic. And then I think of the Goonies, like the shuffle. The word shuffle, the play on the truffle shuffle, truffles, mushrooms growing out of shit, but like knowing what mushroom you're eating because you could also eat a mushroom that like gives you hallucinogenic, life-changing, mind-altering, like crazy nightmares, or you could be dead, like, or you could have no depression anymore. I don't know. Some things are crazy, but it's this like holy moly guacamole magic mushroom. Know what you're doing. What you're doing. What are you doing? That could be life-changing. What are you putting that in your mouth for? Are you going to swallow that? Like, wow. This is Mars and Pisces, Pluto and Capricorn, where I think the will to fight is emotional. Oh, yeah? Well, if you're going to do that, then like that. That's Mars and Pisces. I think of someone crying angry. Man, that's the worst. That really is a struggle to deal with sometimes, but it's not the only thing that's happening on that day because there's one more thing that's going to happen on Sunday night. Oh no. Oh no. The moon enters Pisces. Go ahead and put that on there too. Just add that on there. So then you're feeling menstrual cycle, tidal waves. Got a tick on me. Pisces.
Well, this is that kind of emotional, again, selfless. I view this is like check-in, and this is energy people are going to want to like check in. So again, after all that communication stuff, so this is weird because I know this is going to conflict some of the things I said earlier about everything's going to be kind of silent. There is going to be this kind of energy out there to check in on other people and make sure they're doing okay, which again could be responded to by silence because of Mercury moving into Taurus, so it could cause more miscommunication. But there is going to be again, Pisces does have that kind of selfless energy to it, so I view this as emotionally kind of wanting to look after and take care of somebody else.
Nurturing the innocent. It's that archetype wheel that is of the 12 archetypes, the innocent space, which is about safety. It is about connecting to others in a way that isn't unhealthy intimacy. So boundaries are really good in that space. When the moon is entering a watery space, it could be very emotional. It could be that pint of ice cream, getting your chocolates, just knowing how much so that you don't feel guilty in the aftermath. Pisces, right? I want to put aftermath as maybe the shadow work, because sometimes we do feel without thinking, and yin moderation says think and feel together, kind of conjunctively, and try to measure that out. And it's hard to do that sometimes, to ask yourself, like, why am I feeling this way, and to put some reason in with it. But okay, here we are. We are in the last part of the show that you can find on Odyssey Radio or the Paranormal Channel or YouTube or Facebook. Really, you can find it anywhere online. It's free. And we like to give you guidance. We like to, what else would you say, Matt? What do we give on the show? Good times?
I would like to believe that we're giving you some helpful insight into how to use kind of these energies to your advantage.
A good laugh, maybe. Some entertainment.
Yeah, hopefully we're entertaining.
Yeah, at the very least, we're entertaining, guys. Come on. Now, Monday, we're giving you Back to the Future wisdom. It's like having your own little almanac. Monday, May 23rd, 2022. Get out your pen and paper. What happens? Two things. Two things happen. And the first thing is Mercury, still retrograde, in Taurus. In Taurus? Yeah. Sextile Mars in Pisces.
This is doubling down on more of that bad stuff. So this is
right.
So this is now, because of that communication, you're not hearing things. So people are going to want to act. It's just going to remove, obstacles to action. So people are going to act on this miscommunication. So people are going to misinterpret the silence, and then they're going to go ahead and act on that. And again, this selfless way, like maybe somebody just needs to be alone, and they're like, oh, what they really need is a party to cheer them up. And, it's just going to be like, just totally like misreading stuff. And just, yeah. Hang on, I'm going to go pause here.
Surprise. Oh, bumped out.
In time. I didn't mute in time. You had to hear my cough. I apologize for that.
Wow. That's okay. I was like, you left us completely. This is a surprise. And think of celebrate. Man, I think of so many different songs when I think of celebrate. Celebration. I think of, what song do you think of, Matt? Anything? Celebrate?
I want to hear Celebrate. It's the old Cool in the Gang.
Which one is
the
that?
wedding song. Celebrate. Good times. Come on.
Celebrate. Yep. Good time. Come on. Celebrate. Yes. And that really is an important space. Mars and Pisces, Mercury and Taurus, this action engaged. I also see it as like hey, I'm sorry to just show up, but you weren't answering your text messages or your phones, and I thought you died. And it's like, dude, it's been 24 hours. It's been just 3 or 4 days. Calm down. You don't need to freak out. Get your time prioritized. Be calm.
Because remember, what's driving this all is the retrograde thing. So these communications are getting misinterpreted. Or I shouldn't say they're all going to get misinterpreted. There's a higher likelihood. Your odds of misreading something are higher. So
yeah. And you're looking down thinking like, did I say that right? Shoot. Am I going to get fired? Oh, no. Did they think I said that joke and they meant that? Oh, my God. What did I say? Like, there's going to be a lot of, hey, I don't mean to call you in the middle of this is baby steps. This is Bill Murray, baby steps, showing up the weekend of your filming. What a great movie. This is, yeah, doctor. Now, what happens on Monday night? Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm seeing it correctly. Okay. So what happens on Monday night? Coming up. How's our week going to be starting? The sun in Gemini. What?
At least it's not retro.
Right. It's not retro. No, not too retro. It's vintage. The sun is in Gemini. So the middle of our space there, that core, still in that Jekyll and Hyde, sextile Jupiter in Aries, the cocaine planet on fire. What does that mean?
So this is, again, that core energy and this extroverted, bouncing ideas off other people, social butterfly energy, and obstacles are being removed for opportunity to do something impulsive and not well thought out. So At least it's not going to be on bad information. So at least it's just the fact that it's going to be impulsive, but it's not going to be on misinformation. But I always say, because I'm a Cap and not an Aries, just wait a day. Make sure that idea still looks good the next day, because that nudge to do something impulsive and not well thought out, sometimes things work out really well that way. Sometimes things blow up in your face that way. So just take a pause and make sure it's something you really want to do.
I'm feeling called to mention that this month every month I'm working with different saints and angels and different things as far as theology goes. Saint Hippo, or Saint of Hippo, Saint Hippo. A really fun story. I'll be sharing some more of it on my Instagram. One of the final well-known prayers, mottos, if you will, of Saint Hippo is, God, give me chastity. Lord, give me continence, but not yet. And I do find it to be perfect, relevant to the time. Sun in Gemini, sextile Jupiter in Aries. Light it on fire! But wait. Oh, shoot. Whites of their eyes. It is going to matter. And it is a fiery space. So be prepared for the trigger to be pulled. And then it will bring us full circle to Tuesday, May 24th. And a few things do happen. So we'll be direct. But the main thing is that Mars and the moon enter Aries. So that's your first thing. The Mars and moon enter Aries.
Mars is in its home sign here. So this is action in the action, aggressive, impulsive sign. So look for people to start doing things on Tuesday, maybe doing more things than usual, and they'll probably be impulsive.
Action.
And since moon is also in that area, it's emotionally going to be that way too. So there's going to be this huge energetic push to just do stuff.
Think of motivation.
Ready, fire, aim energy.
Ooh. Ready, fire, aim. I think of shiny toy guns. They do Ricochet. And then they also do, what's the song that I really like by them? That is not Ricochet. I mean, I love Ricochet, but hello, little toys, little boys, with the dreams you believe in. And it's I forget the name of it, but it's a shiny toy gun song, and it's very powerful. And these kind of songs and music of pump you up, pump up the jam, pump it up. Mars entering Aries. People are gonna just trigger, boom, go, ready, cherry bomb, cherry bomb. You know what I mean? It's like just yeah.
Venus, a lot of different songs there.
I know. I just feel really powered up. And my intuition, then I look down and I say, oh my gosh, then what happens? What happens next? Venus is in Aries too. Sextile Saturn and Aquarius. Venus joins the moon too in Aries, and Mars. So Venus in Aries, sextile Saturn and Aquarius. What's that mean?
So impulsive romance. So again, romantic energy, not thinking things through. Removing obstacles to Saturn and Aquarius. Saturn's always like the rules, but I always say Aquarius breaks the rules. So this is the opportunity to break the rules. So I say this is romantic energy to kind of do things outside of norms and rules, however you want to view that.
Breaking the rules, passion, not thinking through the feelings, and having a little bit of that Saturn and Aquarius. It may not be routine. Routine is out the window, and passion is on fire. And so this might be something a little unexpected. I would even imagine the scenes where women are like lighting their dress on fire, Michael Jackson's hair catching on fire with pyrotechnics. Like this is an illusion, delusion, like, It's pretty dangerous, risky business. Cocktail.
I see it as like either unconventional relationship energy or like kink energy.
Ooh, that's a good word. Kink, nip slip, Katie says. Yes. This is just to be aware of, we were working a case up here in Wisconsin, that poor lady, the couple, they're like doing meth together and choking each other out. Guess what? One of them died and got cut up, and it didn't end the way they expected. There's a lot of meth involved, so that's probably a big part of it, but also mental health. And she was like, hey, he said he liked it. It's like, yeah, probably right up until he died, right until he was dying. And that's not a kink, that's murder. So that's just a part of working in forensics. But anyway, the moon also goes into Aries. Matt, let's just top it off. What does that mean? The moon, those feelings, and fire too?
Impulsive emotional energy. So there's a lot at the beginning of next week. There's a lot of impulsive energy. So since I'm not an impulsive guy, I would tell everybody just take a deep breath, think before you move.
Breathe carefully as well, because that's putting air on the fire. That's spreading your fire. You're never going to believe what happened. That is going to happen on its own. How do we contain so much fire energy, and how do we see this playing out in predictions? Anything real quick?
Ooh, like I said, I see a lot of miscommunication over the weekend, leading to maybe some bad actions in the early part of the week. I'm hoping this isn't war-related stuff, but it could be.
The word derail really comes to mind. Don't let surprises derail you. Don't let the surprise parties and miscommunications derail you. Really get that goal in your mind, put it on your forehead, plant it on your mirror, and don't let the sidetracked things and firecrackers and shiny nip slips distract or derail you. Instead, just tune into the Odyssey Radio, tune into the Paranormal Channel, tune into us every week. Do the same routine things you can depend on that are safe and secure, and interject passion in safe ways. Right, Matt?
Absolutely.
Amen. We're going to try. We're trying it together. And you guys, let us know your thoughts. Be sure and join us online for more. And until then, we'll see you next week on Astrology and Alchemy with Sarah and Matt.
Good night, everybody. Good night.